Today we're talking about 5 ways self-improvement ruins an INFJ's life. Self-improvement could mean something very positively, right? In the end, it's all about improving yourself in any kind of way. But the truth is, if we talk about self-improvement, it actually means one thing most of the time. And this is what people think about when it comes to self-improvement. On top of that, INFJs tend to go that route anyway. They're not the typical person who just is doing, and never reflects on their life. We're the ones who always reflect. And so the question is, can this actually lead to a bad life? And the answer is yes. If we're not careful, if we're not really paying attention, we're going to self-improve ourselves to our own detriment. So today we're going to talk about 5 ways an INFJ can ruin their life through self-improvement, how we can take the lessons learned from this and actually turn it around. Before we get started, I want to remind you, if you haven't done this so far, to download the free poster on the INFJ Epic Life formula. And if you want to take it to the next step, then get the INFJ Epic Life audio guide. Everything you need to know you can find in the links in the description. Number 1, self-improvement will keep the INFJ stuck. Most people are all about doing. They're doing something all day long and they're not questioning it. They're always busy. And so for most people, it's a good thing to actually look inside and to analyze what is going on, change their behavior, and therefore change their actions, right? If you have a different mindset, guess what? Your actions will reflect that. But for INFJs, it's different. We're continuously looking inside. We're continuously working on ourselves, doing healing meditations, looking into self-sabotages that are in our way, asking ourselves, what is wrong with me? Why am I not taking action? And the truth is that this approach will always keep you stuck. I talk to INFJs all the time, all day long, and this is what I hear most. I know there's something wrong with the way I think. I know I need to change my mindset, and then things will turn around. That is not the case. If you're an INFJ, I can guarantee you, if you keep focusing on all those internal things that have to change, you're never going to make a step forward. Remember, you're not the type of person who's continually moving forward, but maybe in the wrong direction, and we need to shift that. We are not moving at all. We tend to stay in our mind because we think we first have to change internally before something happens. And so the result of this is you will stay stuck. So it's not about saying, oh, I'm not going to improve my life. It's about understanding that self-improvement for INFJs isn't about what everybody else perceives it at. It's not about looking inside. You're doing this anyway. You're probably really good at this already. We have to work on taking action in the real world that then turns our life into a new direction. We have to learn how to take steps. So if you only keep focusing on what is going on inside, trust me, you will stay stuck forever. Number 2, the INFJ is basing their self-worth on enlightenment, meaning they're never fighting back. They're always being the bigger person. So if an INFJ goes through life and they know that self-improvement is the best thing to do, and I'm going to be the bigger person, I'm not going to act out of some superficial emotion like anger or, fighting back. No, I'm going to understand where everybody's coming from. I want to be a better version of myself. And so this cycle continues with the INFJ always thinking, well, I want to be a better version of myself, and that means I'm going to be the bigger person here. The problem with this is that we're going to start basing our self-worth on the fact of how much pain we can endure, how often we can show the other cheek. And if you continue to do this, no matter how strong you think you are, you're going to crumble. Like, I've done this so many times in my life before I learned that lesson, that this is not the best approach to life. This is not the best approach for me. Other types might have to learn to, understand what is going on in the situation, also look at things from another person's perspective, find like a compromise. That's not what the INFJ has to learn. Most of the time, the INFJ is already doing that, and they're probably making sure that the other person is okay, making an excuse for the other person's behavior. But what the INFJ most of the time isn't doing is looking into their own reaction, into their human experience. And that means that you sometimes have to act out of, how you feel at that moment. You don't have to overthink it. You don't have to be the bigger person. You have to make sure that your boundaries are protected. So if you continuously are focusing on being a better person, and being the better version of yourself and, being kindly towards others, I promise you, you're not going to be kind to yourself. We really have to make sure that we limit our aim for being a better person and a bigger person in that regard once we really feel like, okay, somebody's pushing up on our boundaries. And we have to become aware of that because most of the time we are not. No matter how good of a person you want to be towards others, you have to first make sure that you are good, that you are respecting yourself, that you're not allowing others to disrespect you no matter what they're going through. Because only then you can actually make sure that you're thriving, that you have more and more energy, and that you're not, ruining your life, getting depleted more and more with the aim to actually just be nice towards everybody. Number 3, you lose yourself. The INFJ has a natural tendency to go inward, to look for self-improvement, to remove the ego, to really aim to be more than just one persona that is going through life looking for superficial things. But because of that, we actually go overboard so often. And in that, we lose ourselves. We so often are focused on what is good for others, what is the best for everybody else, that we completely forget what we like and who we are. And if we don't know who we are, if we don't know what we like, we cannot make sure that we are in a state where we're fully energized, where we're living in alignment with our, purpose, where we're living in alignment with, what is in your best interest. Because trust me, only then can you be like this magnetic, energetic being that is, pulling others up by example. It really only works this way. Every single one of us who's gone through this experience will know if you keep forgetting about yourself, if you keep depleting yourself, if you keep dimming your light for others because you believe that this is the best way forward, that's what's going to make you valuable, you're going to lose yourself. And once you lose yourself, you will get depressed, you won't be able to help others, you will feel stuck, and nothing will be fun anymore. We really have to change this approach because this is definitely one of the least healthiest approaches an INFJ can take. Number 4, the INFJ doesn't care about materialistic things. So if an INFJ aims for self-improvement, what does that lead to? It leads to the INFJ saying, I'm going to run away from all of those things that society tells me I should want. I'm not going to want more money. I'm not going to want, nice things. I'm not going to aim to have some kind of position in, a company or whatever it may be, because those are worldly things. Those aren't the things that make up an enlightened person. Those aren't the things that make up a self-actualized person. And so we completely numb ourselves out when it comes to those things. But guess what? You may be an INFJ, but you're still human. There are certain urges we have, and they don't need to be overanalyzed. If something brings you joy in the moment, sometimes you should go for it. If we tell ourselves, I don't want money, I don't want this beautiful thing, I don't want that great vacation, I can have everything that I want just by me being here, that is the goal, we actually are not allowing ourselves to grow. You can say to yourself, well, what does money actually bring me? Well, it gives me the freedom to decide if I'm going to work for somebody that I like or if I won't. It gives you the freedom to say, I'm going to be where I want to be. I will have options. I will have freedom. The same thing goes to if you like something beautiful. Well, guess what? What is so bad to actually enjoy something because it's fun? It doesn't have to be, an overanalyzed thing that will make you a bad person just because you live it out in that moment. The more you allow yourself to play, the more you allow yourself to see this as like a nice thing on the side, something that just is fun and it's a game, the more you'll actually be able to do the altruistic things you always wanted to do, because you're going to make sure that you're not neglecting your own human needs just because they sound superficial. Right? It's just part of the process. It doesn't have to be like this big, massive thing. Just don't hinder yourself from experiencing nice things here and there, because if you deny yourself those things, they're not going to go away. They're always going to be within you. You're going to get angry at others who are going towards things that are making them happy, and you are going to feel stuck in this place that is just based on, I can't do all of those things that seem like fun because they're superficial, but I also don't know what else to do. So allow yourself to go there. It will definitely help you in creating a life that is fun and exciting, and it will definitely help you move towards the bigger version of yourself that can share their own gifts with the world. Number 5, you can't create meaningful relationships if all you care about is having pure relationships. So INFJs most of the time really end up being loners. They say, okay, I'm looking for this one person. It might be a romantic relationship. It might be a best friend. I need somebody who's everything to me, who I can share my deepest thoughts with. Is it really something that is too much to ask for? Well, the truth is, yes, it is. We have such high expectations of having those pure relationships, of those relationships that are everything to us. And only if those things are in our life, we can be content. This is actually a form of self-improvement that isn't healthy. Because what is the alternative? The alternative is that you actually start appreciating people for who they are and what they can bring to you. And maybe all that is, oh, I can have fun with that person every other month when we go out a little bit. It might be that with another person you can share, a hobby with, a third person you can have deep conversations with. But in order for you to feel fulfilled, you don't need one particular person. You need to actually start with yourself. You need to create a life that is full, that is exciting, and where every single relationship that you have adds to that. It's really a bouquet of every single relationship that you have in your life, and not just the single ones that you're thinking of. Because if you think about it, all those relationships that you thought are going to be great, that you thought are going to be meaningful, that had so much potential, weren't they all based on you actually fixing the other person? Wasn't it that there was something you could give to that person and therefore that relationship would work? Very often INFJs do that because it seems like the safer choice. They need me, so they can't abandon me. Those are some of the thoughts that really go through an INFJ's life. And because we set such high standards for our relationship, we actually end up feeling really alone. It all starts with you saying, this is who I am, this is how I'm going to be to the world, I'm not going to alter myself, I'm going to be like this. And yes, most people won't be able to be that close to me because I might be too much. But guess what? You don't need all of that. You're an INFJ. You can fill up your life by yourself perfectly. You just want to add a little bit spice here and there. You want to add some relationships that make you feel excited, that make you feel connected. And it really comes from accepting people where they are and what they can give you at that moment, and really making sure that you're not putting more into that relationship than you're getting back. So overall, we as INFJs have to really get to a place where we recognize I have to go into the other direction. I'm already doing a lot of self-improvement in the mental space. I'm already trying to be a better person. Now it's about doing something for myself. Now it's about taking action towards the life that's going to make me feel excited about the next day and the next day. So if you want some more guidelines how to get that process started as an INFJ, because trust me, INFJs need specific things and specific strategies, then check out the free poster on the formula to an INFJ epic life. And if you want to take it deeper and you say, now is the time, I'm going to get started right away and really make big changes in my life, then get the INFJ epic life audio guide. Everything you need to know you can find in the links in the description. And if you want to watch another video now that is in line with today's topic, then watch the video on the 5 sacrifices every INFJ has to make in order to live their dream life.